It's time!
Many of you who only watch my channel from time to time likely believe I'm just an Ethereum diehard. I only talk about Ethereum and ETH DeFi altcoins. But that isn't fully true. Yes, I love Ethereum, and yes, I love DeFi. But I understand Ethereum has current limitations. And that's why I've branched out to other chains. Ones that are actually solving Ethereum's current problems. So who is my two chains? Well, let's get different, because it's time for Chico Crypto. Ethereum on the main chain no doubt has its limitations. Since the end of January of this year, the average fee for a transaction on the base chain has consistently stayed above $5. But also, there were a couple of times the fees jumped above 15 bucks. And even in early May, fees got above $25 this year. These high fees have come when there is basically no market hype. Ethereum is showing its cracks early because when the market hype returns, fees on the base chain of Ethereum could easily reach over $100 per transaction. Ethereum also has a problem with their governance, how protocol changes are added and implemented. Going to Ethereum's website about their governance, we can see it says Ethereum governance happens off-chain, with a wide variety of stakeholders involved in the process. Whilst at the protocol level, Ethereum governance is off-chain, many use cases built on top of Ethereum, such as DAOs, use on-chain governance. Ethereum doesn't have on-chain governance, which means groups of centralized entities decide their protocol changes. As we can see from this flowchart, yes, anyone can propose changes called EIPs, but they have to go through centralized approval processes. Through GitHub, through the Ethereum developers, through the Ethereum clients, and finally through the ETH validators who have took over the mining on the chain since the merge. It's not the token holders, the true stakeholders of Ethereum deciding its fate, it's the centralized groups. And this fact has caused a lot of problems in the past, like in 2016 when many of the token holders wanted to continue the chain while the developers wanted to hard fork after the DAO, thus causing a major hard fork and Ethereum Classic was born. Regarding these limitations of Ethereum, I still do respect Ethereum's market share in the DApp space. It's where the development is, it's where the money is, and it's where a majority of the users are. Thus, any second chain I'm going to pick is going to be highly connected to Ethereum, created by the man who created Ethereum and realized there were limitations that wouldn't be solved in time. Thus, that person created Polkadot, and it's from Dr. Gavin Wood. Polkadot has taken a different model, making the parachains rent block space on Polkadot, giving a fixed cost to the parachains. Thus, the fees are much more predictable for the users. The parachains can choose to put back on the users of their DApp the fees by charging them one, or they can absorb the cost and offer free transactions. Polkadot is a market of block space, and it's resulting into a very reliable fee model. Users know how much the parachain is going to charge them, if any, and the parachains know how much they need to pay in DOT to rent the block space. That is why in the last 365 days, DOT's total transaction fees have stayed consistently between 1K to 2K per day. While Ethereum has ranged to as low as 1 million, up to 5 million, up to 10 million, and even getting as high as 30 million on some days. Even the centralized Solana doesn't have as tight of a range for fees as Polkadot. As we can see, Solana over the past 365 days ranged at 60K for a bit, then down to 20K, but lately they have been ranging between 25K to 50K. Have Having predictable, low-cost fees in a decentralized computing environment, the things that define Polkadot, is going to be critical in attracting massive enterprise applications. And Polkadot and its parachains are where the big enterprises are choosing to deploy. For example, Kilt Protocol, the identity solution parachain, announced in May that Deloitte was choosing their technology to issue verifiable credentials for KYC and KYB processes, critical processes for the building of enterprise DeFi. Then, just a couple weeks ago, Energy Web was at Polkadot Decoded, and they announced a partnership together with Deloitte on stage. Something is brewing in the world of enterprise with Energy Web, Kilt, and Polkadot. And if you research, you see exactly what is coming. Deloitte posted this research piece in their accounting research tool titled Deloitte ESG Now, Accounting Considerations Related to Sustainable Aviation Fuel SAF. And in the looking ahead section, they say, building on the concept of SAF certificates, the Sustainable Aviation Buyers Alliance SABA, an organization founded by companies committed to driving investment in and adoption of SAF, including Deloitte, is developing an SAF certificate registry based on book and claim method and certification standards. SABA is currently working with Energy Web Foundation and the Rocky Mountain Institute, RMI. Deloitte is connected to Kilt for verifiable credentials for KYC and KYB processes in enterprise DeFi, and Deloitte is connected to Energy Web in the new and growing market of sustainable aviation fuel, where the trading and exchange of this asset isn't fully developed yet. What if I told you Energy Web and Kilt were building this future market, and the way trading will be done is through a DEX? Well, this is what makes me believe that this is coming, and it's true. Co-founder of Energy Web, Grid Singularity, tweeted this 2 weeks ago on Monday. Closely following Polkadot since the onset, Energy Web recently announced their parachain launch. In the same spirit, Grid Singularity has been building the decentralized implementation of its energy exchange using Substrate. Yeah, Grid Singularity is building its own energy exchange. Diving into their wiki on this energy exchange, they have a decentralized version of it called the GSY DEX, and they describe it. They say, the GSY DEX aims to create a robust, secure, and efficient platform for energy trading in a decentralized environment by leveraging distributed ledger technologies, such as blockchain, and advanced distributed runtime functionalities. The GSY DEX powers symbiotic energy markets. What are symbiotic energy markets? Well, Grid Singularity has explained this in a Medium post on their implementation. They say in that Medium post, in the final implementation of the Grid Singularity Exchange, trading will be facilitated through a blockchain integration to ensure fully decentralized, verifiable, and transparent transaction management. This implementation will integrate Energy Web Switchboard, an open source tool for decentralized identity and access management, designed by the Energy Web Foundation to verify users, assets, and application developers. Identity management systems allow verifiable claims to be represented to verified partners. Identity management systems allow verifiable claims to be presented to verified parties in the GSY DEX. Now, going back to Kilt and Deloitte's tweet announcement, we can say regarding their partnership, customers can use verifiable digital credentials across multiple services while retaining control over their personal information. As a Polkadot parachain, Kilt offers the scale and security needed by enterprise partners. Verifiable, verifiable, verifiable. In my opinion, Kilt is offering Deloitte verifiable digital credentials to enterprise customers so they can pass KYC and KYB in the new energy markets that are being created before our eyes. Sustainable aviation fuel is one of those markets, but this road leads back to Energy Web's ultimate goal, allowing you to trade energy with your neighbor, another new type of energy market Energy Web is deploying. Well, viewers, with Polkadot, Kilt, and Energy Web, it's a marathon, not a sprint. These are long-term holds that could change the world if their visions succeed. So if you like Polkadot and DOT ecosystem projects, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure to follow me on all of my socials. You can find the links in my YouTube profile or down in the description of every video. Cheers, viewers. I'll see you next time.
The most trustless name in news.